You cannot heal in the same environment where you got sick. If you look at the people in your circle and don't get inspired, you don't have a circle. You have a cage. Never give up. You don't know how close you may already be. Be careful who you build with, because people will use you for the foundation and finish the structure with somebody else. You learn a lot about people when they don't get what they want from you. You should never sacrifice what you could be for what you are. More important than the ability to pick the right one is the strength to walk away from the wrong one. Choose your habits carefully. They decide your future. Drive carefully on this road called life, because people will switch lanes on you without a signal. You only get one body. Take care of it. You'll have it all your life, and while it is incredibly resilient, it can only give you what you put in. You can waste your lives drawing lines, or you can live your life crossing them. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming that other people think the way we think. You are the product of what you do every day. Stop being so available to people who are only there for you when it's convenient for them. Say no to your desire to be perfect. Otherwise, you won't be able to improve further. The longer you entertain what's not for you, the longer you postpone what is. Never apologize for who you are or how you feel. It's like saying sorry for being real. Time decides who you meet in life. Your heart decides who you want in your life. And your behavior decides who stays in your life. You'll ruin your life trying to make everyone happy. To change your life, you need to change your priorities. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Missing is a part of getting over. Being true to yourself may lead to loneliness, but it's worth it. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Worry about your character, not your reputation. Your character is who you are. Your reputation is who people think you are. Learn to be content and happy by yourself. If you need a company to be happy, then it will make you weak. Your wound is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. On a day when you don't come across any problems, you can be sure that you are traveling in the wrong path. Growth is often a painful process. Don't be afraid to do things by yourself. Waiting for other people will cause you to miss out on some wonderful things in life. The chief trick to making good mistakes is not to hide them, especially not from yourself. Do not cling to any one person, not even your most beloved. Every person is a prison and also a hiding place. Never give someone the opportunity to waste your time twice. Don't stick with bad friends just because you've known them for a long time. Hiding from your problems won't make them disappear. Facing them is the only way to grow. You don't realize the true value of a moment until it becomes a memory. There's only one thing more precious than our time, and that's who we spend it on. You can't be happy with someone else if you aren't happy with yourself. You cannot be everywhere and have everything. Learn to make the right choices and commit to things that matter most. If you're not resilient by now, life is only going to get tougher for you. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but be wise enough to know who to seek it from. Don't make one person the center of all your happiness. Don't make them the reason why you are happy, because once that person walks away from your life, you're left with nothing. Stop explaining yourself and telling people everything. You owe no one any explanation of what you do. The people who ask the most from you are the people who do the least for you. Before a new chapter is begun, the old one has to be finished. Tell yourself that what has passed will never come back. The second you feel like you're hanging on by a thread, let go. You shouldn't be holding on to something that makes you feel that way in the first place. Nothing is irreplaceable. A habit is not a need. Forget trying to change people. Either change yourself or change your environment, or both. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it'll always get you the right ones. You can't make someone love you by giving them more of what they already don't appreciate. The greatest thing you can give yourself is freedom from what others think. Going back to your ex is like having a shower and putting dirty underwear back on. Action breeds more clarity than thought. So you can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into one. Chasing happiness will lead you to misery until you realize that happiness is the way. Never hate jealous people. They are jealous because they think you are better than them. Never judge someone without knowing the whole story. You may think you understand, but you don't. Never try to gain somebody's sympathy. The people who care about you will be there for you when you need them. You don't need to show them that you are their best friend. Real growth is when you start checking and correcting yourself. Instead of blaming others, you take your power back by being responsible for your life. Close some doors today, not because of pride, incapacity, or arrogance, but simply because they lead you nowhere. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan, and what they have planned for you is not much. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Make it your friend and ally, not your enemy. This will miraculously transform your whole life. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. The more seriously you take yourself, the unhappier you're going to be. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. If you wouldn't like it done to you, don't do it to others. You give power to someone you blame for your problems. Stay away from narcissists. They don't play by any rules. They will suck the life out of you slowly. Never complain of that of which it is at all times in your power to rid yourself. You must discipline yourself carefully. You must keep the promises you make to yourself and reward yourself so that you can trust and motivate yourself. Later often means never. Forgiving people in silence and never speaking to them again is a form of self-care. Changes happen when we go against everything we're used to doing. Your future depends on your focus. You can't make people love you the way you love them. Don't make permanent decisions on temporary emotions. The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come. You can't get much done in life if you only work on the days when you feel good.